And welcome back, everybody. Slightly later than advertised at 14:15 instead of 1400 hours. We had a slight delay in starting the weigh-in, and everything has been pushed back 15 minutes. I'm sure that won't spoil your enjoyment in any way. We had a fantastic women's under 76 kilo class here this morning. I'm sure everyone that enjoyed it, that watched it, really enjoyed it. That was on top of a quite spectacular women's under 69 open class yesterday evening. And now we have back to back the men's 93 and 105 classes in what promises to be a fantastic afternoon of powerlifting. First of all, the 93s will go, all 10 of them, and as soon as the third squat is over, we will move to the 105 kilo class. And when they've all done their squats, it's a 10-minute break. And then we come back and do it all again in bench press. It promises to be quite fantastic. Going to give one little shout out to someone in the field today, and that is Rob Esselins from Belgium. He's just come back from injury, not really been able to train much. He's turned up anyway. He was my co-commentator for much of these championships in Kaunas 2 years ago, and we wish Rob well, and we hope he survives his injuries and he prospers, particularly on the bench where he hopes to do well. But the clock ticks down to zero, and the first lifter out is Julius Hampunen from Finland, 230 kilos on the bar to get what promises to be a fantastic session underway. Gustav Hedlund, the strong favourite if things go according to plan, but behind him there will be a huge battle for places and medals. And that looks like a good start for Pampunen. Now, Sousa David from Hungary will be out next on 240 kilos. And greetings to our many viewers in Hungary who I know have enjoyed the competition so far. And that looks good for the Hungarian lifter. And three white lights. Next up, Rob Esselins, of whom I spoke. His PB is 265, so opening 247.5 with the recent injury run he's had. Let's see how he copes with that. Looks good, and he will be really relieved to get the first squat on the board. He gets three white lights. And William Pickering, Great Britain, 265 kilos for the next four lifters, which just illustrates how closely matched they are today. Anyone taking a 5 kilo jump may fall behind. Anyone taking a 10 or 15 kilo jump may rise to the top, or they may risk too much and lose what they had. But this is Pickering 265. Very slow and deliberate down, and that should be good. And three white lights. Same weight on the bar for Lorenzo Lupo from Italy. And I know from speaking to Sandro Rossi that thousands and thousands in Italy follow this. And greetings to all of you. Hope you continue to enjoy the week as Lorenzo Lupo tackles 265 kilos. And he brings that up nicely. And three white lights. Same weight on the bar for Cian Madden from Ireland. And it's his turn to face the unique challenge that the first squat in the competition presents. Oh, that looks good. And three white lights. And he thanks the spotters as he leaves the platform, and still 265 on the bar for Theodore Radev from Bulgaria. The platform crew this week have been quite exceptional. They've been so good, in fact, that they're almost invisible because you just don't notice them. They just do everything they're supposed to do and nothing that they're not supposed to do. I can't recall a single misload all week. Only once all week have they taken the bar marginally early. They've been in every time. So this is rather opening them 265 and brings it up well and gets two white lights. I was a little bit worried about the depth. It's often more difficult to tell in the very narrow stances. It looks slightly better to my eye on replay than it did first time round. Now Vladimir Karaman from Russia, 270 kilos on the bar. He's 40 years old. He's Masters 1. And that looks good. Three white lights. Two to go in the first round. And next up from Spain, Ruben Rodriguez Castro, 270, 2.5 kilos on the bar for him. As we see a replay of the previous lift by Khan. This is Castro, 272.5 kilos. And three white lights. And finally, let's just see a replay of that. And last man out is Gustav Hedlund from Sweden, being coached by Alexander Eriksson, who won the 74 class earlier in the week, both products of the quite exceptional youth development system that they have in Sweden. I was talking to Robert Eriksson about it yesterday, and the setup is really quite fantastic. And that looks good. And the success that the likes of Headland and Ericsson have means that the government funding of powerlifting at youth level continues, and so they continue to bring through lifters of this quality. Success breeds success. And at the end of the first round, Headland leads 290 from Castro, 272.5. Karaman just 2 kilos further behind in third place. And the great news is everyone has a number against their name. No red lights in the first round. Everyone is in the competition. Now, Pampanen from Finland, 242.5 for his second attempt, a 12.5 kilo jump. And that looks good. And I think lifters are going to have to be brave with their jumps in the 93s if they want to see medals at the end of it. Because I think the conservative lifters today are going to be blown away by the bold ones. It's too close to be conservative. Unless, of course, everyone else is too bold and the tortoise beats the hare. But this is Sousa David from Hungary, 255 kilos. He's jumped 15 kilos from first to second. That looks good. Had to work a little bit, but three white lights. And now Rob Esselins, 260 kilos on the bar. And injury or no, lack of training or no, Rob is going within 5 kilos of his personal best in the second round. Had a good opener, had an anxious look at the scoreboard afterwards, but there was absolutely no need to be anxious. Lovely and deep, and he brings it up well. And another three white lights. Now, Theodor Radev from Bulgaria, the bar goes up to 272.5 kilos. And he's made a 7.5 kilo jump. And this will move him into third place, as you can see. But there are six lifters to follow that could push him all the way back down to seventh again if they all make their lifts. And he backles that back up. Very close stance. And it is three white lights for the Bulgarian. Lorenzo Lupo from Italy next. Two lifters on 277.5 by lot. Lupo is out first. Quite comfortable with his opener. He's jumped 12.5 kilos. And that comes up nicely as well. A little bit harder as you would expect with the extra kilos, but still a really good lift. And now Cian Madden from Ireland, his second attempt, 277.5. This will put him from sixth place into third, with the usual proviso lifters to follow. And he just wasn't comfortable with that. He's going to reset it on his back. And you can see the clock is ticking down. I think he is going to be timed out. Well, he looks up, says he's ready for the squat command, and he gets it with 1 second remaining, and he makes the lift. Wow! Talk about skin of your teeth, and that is 3 white lights. And the bar goes up to 280 kilos for the next two lifters. First of which is William Pickering from Great Britain, and then Karaman from Russia. And I can tell you, Pickering is 200 grams lighter than the Russian. So this will be to go into second place and a guaranteed third place at the end of the second round. Looks really fired up for this. 24 years old, just out of the juniors. Nice and deep. Brings it back. Should be good. 3 white lights. Same weight on the bar for Vladimir Karaman from Russia. And this is a European Masters 1 record attempt. The current record is 275 kilos. This 280. Of course, he cannot chip a Masters record in an open competition. This will blow it away by 5 kilos. And to move him into third place, the lifter to follow who could push him back to fourth. Oh, it's lovely and deep. He brings that up well. That should be good. 3 white lights, and that is a new European Masters 1 record for Vladimir Karaman. And now Ruben Rodriguez Castro from Spain has opted for 290 kilos, a 17.5 kilo jump. While I spoke about the conservative and the bold, this is bold, and this is to move into the lead ahead of Headland on body weight with one lift to follow, which will be Headland, of course. Oh, that's magnificent. And he was halfway up and he started nodding his head. And it is 3 white lights. And that's why I put so little faith in prognosis. Because someone jumped 17.5 kilos and suddenly everything changes. But Headland has also jumped 15 kilos. And this for 305. Yes, to take the lead. Oh, that's a great lift from Headland. Was there ever any doubt? And that is the end of the second round here in the 93 kilo class. And already it's fascinating and compelling. And just to summarize where we are after 2 rounds, Gustav Hedlund from Sweden leads with 305. Ruben Rodriguez Castro with a fantastic 290 is in second place. Two lifters tied on 280, third on bodyweight Pickering from Great Britain, from Karaman, who has the consolation of a European Masters 1 record. We're into the third and final round. This is Pampunen, 250 kilos on the bar. And he smiles, he thinks it's good, and yes it is. Three white lights. Now, David Sousa from Hungary, his second attempt, his third attempt, sorry, 262.5 kilos, 7.5 kilos up from his second attempt. Oh, he's battling all the way, and I think that's good. Yes, three white lights for David. Now, Rob Esselins, all this talk of injury and not being able to train, and this will be a personal best, and very popular amongst all the lifters is Rob, and everyone is behind him. 270 kilos on the bar for a new PB. And he battles it all the way up. Proficiat Rob, three white lights, great lifting. And the bar goes up to 277.5 for Theodor Radev from Bulgaria, the man with the very narrow squat stance. And look at the delight of that third lift. This is 277.5, still a bit below his personal best, but personal best is the best ever. You can't always be in the best form of your life, but this is still a big weight to be squatted. And he's battling again. What a battle! He brings it back up. And it's a good lift, 2-1. He fist pumps the platform crew. They would have been shouting at him, go, 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 keep going, keep going. And boy, does that encouragement on the platform help the lifter. And he battles it up. And he gets to the top. And he acknowledges the help he has got. And now Lorenzo Lupo from Italy, 285 kilos for the next two lifters. This to go into bronze medal position with lifters to follow. Oh, he's working, he's working. That's good as well, I think. And it is three white lights for Lupo. He moves into bronze medal position. Five lifters to go. Two are already ahead of him. Three can take the bronze away. And next it's Kian Madden, 285 kilos. Just to clarify what I just said, Madden slightly heavier than the Italian lifter, so although he would match the weight, he would be behind him on body weight. but it's all about points on the total as well. Oh, that was nice and easy. That moved really well for Madden. And three white lights. Now the next two lifters, both on 287.5, Pickering and Karaman. And remember, the British lifter is lighter than the Russian. And the upshot of that is Pickering has this lift to go into bronze medal position, and he is guaranteed the bronze because Karaman on the same weight cannot come past him. So this to go from fifth to bronze medal in the squat. He's made depth, he's working, and I think that is good. Three white lights, and Pickering takes bronze in the squat. And now Karaman with another European Masters 1 deadlift record attempt. He got the record at 280, it was 275. Now he attempts to push it up by another 7.5 kilos to 287.5 kilos for the 40-year-old Vladimir Karaman in his first year in Masters 1. Next step, and he's brought it back up, and that should be good. Three white lights, and there are two lifts to go. The Russian is understandably delighted. He has put 12.5 kilos on a European Masters 1 record in one day. Now Ruben Rodriguez Castro, 300 kilos on the bar. He has been pushed. He is in second place with his 290. Third is 287.5. He's guaranteed the silver medal. This will push his personal best up by 10 kilos. He equaled it in the second round with something to spare. Can he make 300? Oh, and he can. Oh, we wait for the referees to double check. And it's three white lights for Castro. And look how happy he is. Oh, isn't that fantastic to see? And there is one more lift. And it is Gustav Hedlund. He is already the gold medalist. Listen to the cheers as he comes out. But he has never done 315 before. His PB is 312.5. This for a personal best. This to add more kilos to the total. And he battles it up, and he brings it back up, and he smiles, and we wait for the referees. And it's three white lights. And I'm going to say something now that I was terrified to say, in case I put the commentator's curse on the next lifter. There was not a single failed lift in that whole squat session. Every one of the 10 lifters got three good lifts. 30 out of 30. And at the end of that, Hedlund takes gold. Castro takes a magnificent silver for Spain. And Pickering on bodyweight takes bronze for Great Britain. And we're straight into the 105s. And this is Pela from Slovenia. And we almost talked over him. It's so difficult to summarize the end of a flight, and the first lifter in the next flight is already on the platform. But what a sensational 93 squat that was. And we have Joel Emmanuel Viksland from Norway out next. And he's taking 250 kilos. The action is continuous and relentless. And Viksland takes his opener. Looks good. And again, lots of lifters very closely bunched here. We've got the next two, both taking 260. The three after that, all taking 270. And it's Gonchar of Ukraine that is out next. The first of those two lifters. On 260, Dean Scott from Ireland. For everyone watching on the Emerald Isle, will follow. And that is a great squat from Gonchar. Big white lights, and now Dean Scott, Ireland, on the same weight. Oh, that's a great opener from Scott. Ask no questions of the referees, plenty more in the tank. Now, Jonas Gerdeman from Sweden is up next. One of three lifters on 270 kilos. And that's a great opener as well. Thomas Otala from Finland will be out next, also on 270 kilos. Victor Samuelsson from Iceland will follow on the same weight. And just for reference, the World Open record in this is 360 kilos, and I think we might see a lifter go very close to that today, if not two lifters. And that looks good as well. Three white lights for the Finn. And next, Victor Samuelsson, Iceland. PB is 285. Lovely indeed. Brings it back up. He gets a yellow. Not sure what that was for. Sorry, I can't enlighten you on that one. Now we have Abdul Majid Suleiman from Great Britain, 290 kilos on the bar, and still it will go 50 kilos heavier than this. Yes, 50 kilos heavier than this before the end of the first round. And that looks like a great lift from Suleiman. And yes, three white lights. Now we've got Victor Vasquez Carrillo. And he is opening at 295 kilos, 5 kilos below his PB. I say, when we went to Malaga, what was it, 2017, 2016? Yeah, it was 2016. I think there was about three Spanish lifters competing internationally. And now the sport has grown immensely. Oh, and that's nice depth, and he fights that back up, and that should be good as well. And now we come to the battle that I have been looking forward to all week. The reigning champion Emil Norling from Sweden up against Anatoly Novopizmenyi from Ukraine, and they are well matched on all three lifts. And this is going to be quite a battle. 335 kilos on the bar for Norling, only 2.5 kilos below his PB with his opener. He knows he's going to have to work like he's never worked before if he's going to defend his title, but he smiles and that looks easy. And he is another product of this fantastic Swedish youth development system. But 335 may not be good enough to lead at the end of the first round, because here comes Anatoly Novopizmenyi, and he has got 340 kilos on the bar. His personal best, 345. He and Norling are going to push each other all the way, both opening close to their PBs, not wanting to waste a lift. Oh, that's great lifting. Each one knowing the challenge that the other presents. And that is three white lights. And everyone in the 105s is in as well. I am scared to say more, but you probably know what I'm thinking. And let's just summarize that. Novopizmenyi, 340. Norling, 335. Vasquez Carrillo, 295. 40 kilos between second and third, nothing between first and second. Oh, it's a great lift from Pila. Three white lights. And we've got Joel Emanuel Vikesland from Norway next, 260 kilos on the bar. And he battles it up, and that looks good as well. No, he gets 2 reds for depth. And amazingly, he is the first lifter to fail a squat this afternoon. All of the 93s got all of their lifts. All of the 105s got all of the first rounds. And it took until the second lift of the second round for a squat to be failed and only just on deck by 2-1. Now, this is Gonchar from Ukraine, the second Ukrainian, 267.5. Nice and deep. He's still 10 kilos below his personal best. And three white lights. Battled that up well. Now, here is Scott Dean from Ireland. I think I mistakenly called him Dean Scott in the first round, for which I apologise. Confusing when someone has two names that can be both first and second names. But Scott Dean, 275 kilos. The opener was comfortable, so is the second. Three white lines. And Vickersland has passed on his third round attempt, I can tell you. And now Jonas Gerdeman from Sweden, 280 kilos on the bar. Opened in 270. It was a very smooth, easy looking score, with plenty more in the tank. And he is the second Swede. Oh, that's a great squat as well. Three white lights. And Victor Samuelsson from Iceland, who come out in the same weight, 280. Just 5 kilos below his personal best. 10 kilo jump from his opener. And that is good. Three white lights. Next up, Hautala from Finland. And while we wait for him to come to the bar and watch the replay, I can tell you we don't have to wait until the third round for a world record attempt, because Novopizmenyi has put 360.5 kilos on the bar for his second round attempt. Current world record 360, but this is Hautala, my apologies, 285. And that looks good. And it is 2-1. Oh, there is something in the air tonight. So many squats being passed. Never seen anything like this. Now, Abdul Majid Suleiman, Great Britain, 305 kilos on the bar, within 2.5 kilos of his personal best. This to go into third place. And that looks good, and it looks as if there's more there as well. It's going to be a real battle between him and Vasquez Carrillo for the bronze medal. Now we have Vasquez Carrillo. He's going 305. He is heavier than Suleiman. So this is only, I say only, good enough for fourth on body weight. First of all, can he do it? Secondly, how much does he think he has left if he does it? No. Well, the second question becomes irrelevant because he will take that again and go no higher. And now we come to this tremendous battle, and they are so closely matched in all three lifts. The title could almost be determined by what happens in the next 3 minutes, because Emil Norling is going to come out for 342.5, a 5 kilo personal best. Oh, that's fantastic! Absolutely stupendous lifting from Norling. 3 white lights. What a great lift. On any other day, he would be miles ahead. But if Novo Pismendi makes this lift for a world record, he will be 18 kilos ahead of Norling. And that might be too big a gap for Norling to get back. And he composes himself. He's only 25 years old. Last time we commentated on him, he was still a junior. This for a new world record, a massive 360.5 kilos, and he has another lift after this. Look at the strain. No, no. And the crew came in really well, not too early. It went down, and as soon as it went down, they took it. And well, we were talking about Novopis Menyi being 18 kilos ahead. He is 2.5 kilos behind, and everything may have changed because Norlin leads after 2 rounds with 342.5 kilos. Novo Pismenyi is in second place on 340, and Suleiman from Great Britain way behind, but nonetheless in third place with 305 kilos. And we're into the third round. And the drama just builds, and this is Bela from Slovenia. And it is a good lift, and he is delighted. Gets congratulated by the coach, Artem Gonchar, Ukraine, 272.5 to get within 5 kilos of his PB. And the whole venue is buzzing with what could happen here. This could go either way. Oh, that's a great lift from Gonchar. Well, one of the referees didn't agree. They called it on depth, but it's a good lift. 2-1. Just look at it again. Yeah, I think I'd have given that. Were I qualified to do so? Now, Scott Dean from Ireland, 282.5 kilos. No. Oh, I thought he was going to get it, and he just hit the sticking point and couldn't work his way through it. Now, Jonas Gerdeman from Sweden, 290 kilos in the bar for the next two lifters. This will be a personal best by 5 kilos. This will move him up into fifth place. Fantastic lifting. 3 white lights. Brilliant performance by Gerdeman. Now Victor Samuelson, 290 kilos. Also for a personal best. 10 kilo jump. His PB is 285. He hopes that in 30 seconds time it will be 290. And I think it will be. He roars. He likes it. The referees like it. It's 3 white lights and a new personal best for Samuelson. Now Hautala, Finland, 292.5 kilos on the bar. And only good enough in today's competition to take him from 7th to 5th place. And that is just too much. And once again, this fantastic platform crew comes in at exactly the right moment. As soon as the bar goes down, they're in. And that doesn't happen by accident. They will have been practicing for weeks, if not months, before this event. The standard of platform crews has gone through the roof in the last 5 years, and this is Victor Vasquez Carrillo. He missed 305 last time. He will be in 4th place irrespective of the outcome of this lift, but he will want the extra kilos, the 10 kilos on the subtotal that this will give him. No, same lift. Just has to concede defeat. And next we have Abdul Majid Suleiman, Great Britain, the bronze medalist with 305, trying to push it up to 310. As you can see, his PB is 307.5. So this for a new personal best. Again, very young lifter, 24 years old, just out of the juniors, having a great event so far. Oh, and he battles it, and that's good. And how important will these extra 5 kilos be when it comes to the battle for the podium? And now the battle that could go one of two ways. Norling gets it, Novakismeni doesn't, and Norling leads by 7.5 kilos. Norling misses, Novakismeni gets it, and he leads by 18 kilos. But will they both get it? Or will they both miss it? So many permutations. It is so tight at the top. But Norling is such a good lifter. He always seems to do what he needs to do. No, and that is just one too many. And he finishes on 342.5 kilos. He will either lead by 2.5 kilos or he will be behind by 18 kilos. All depends on Anatoly Novopizmenyi and his second attempt at the world record, 360 kilos. If he makes this lift, he is the huge favourite to be the European champion. If he doesn't, it could be advantage Norling. So much more at stake than just a world record with this lift. Oh, and he's coming up with it. He's got it. We'll wait for the referees. It is a no lift, 2-1. Oh, it was called on depth by two of the three referees, and it was so close, and it was so much better than the previous attempts. But Novopizmenyi falls just short. And what that means is that this competition to be European champion in the 105s will, without a doubt, go down to the last deadlift. Emil Norling takes gold in the squat, 342.5 kilos. Anatoly Novopizmenyi, 2.5 kilos behind after nearly getting a new world squat record and a way back, but a great performance nonetheless. Suleiman from Great Britain takes the bronze with 310 kilos. We will go to a short break. We will be back with you in 9 minutes' time with the 93 kilos bench press. Please join us then. and welcome back to what in years to come we might end up calling Super Saturday. We have the 93 and 105 open men back to back. What a squat session they have given us. The drama of that 105 clash. But first of all, the 93s, a reminder before we go to their bench press. Gustav Hedlund leads after the squat with 315. Castro from Spain second with 300. Pickering from Great Britain third on 287.5. But the buzz in the venue is all about Norlin against Novopismenyi and what the next session promises. Well, it's all about to start. We are ready to go with the 93 kilo bench press. Souza David from Hungary is first out, 147.5 on the bar. His PB is 160, so 12 and a half kilos below. Should be reasonably safe. Yes, it is. And I would think we'll maybe see him go up to 155 next time. Three white lights. Kian Madden from Ireland, one of two lifters on 162.5. Bench press is 172.5, and he is opening 10 kilos behind that. And that's a great opening bench press as well. Well, he gets a yellow. It must have been for the butt, I would imagine. The replay will give us an idea. No. Oh, it did, but it was after he'd locked out. So you can understand how a referee would miss it. Now, Castro. Silver medalist in the squat. 162.5 on the bar for his opening bench press. Oh, that looks nice and easy. It was 10 kilos below his personal best. He could well go past that today based on that. And William Pickering from Great Britain will be next. 175 kilos on the bar. Sorry, 172.5. The next two lifters after him, both on 175. The bronze medalist in the squat on body weight from Karaman from Russia. And he won't get a bench medal, but he is certainly in the mix for a medal when it comes to the overall title. So every kilo he can pick up in the bench will be absolutely vital for Pickering. And that's a great opener. Three white lights. And next we move on to Lorenzo Lupo from Italy, one of two lifters, as I said, who will be opening on 175 kilos. PB is 182.5, the magic 400 pounds. He's coming in 7.5 kilos below that. And that looks good. Always the worry in bench that there's something you didn't see, and he doesn't. He get one yellow. Let's look again. Well, I don't think we got Tim off if that's what it was for, but there were other things perhaps I missed, like a heel off the ground. Pampanen from Finland, 175 kilos. Also 7.5 kilos below his best. Taking the bar off himself by the looks of things. We've spoken about this a lot during the week. Oh, that's a great opener. And three white lights. Now, Vladimir Karaman, fresh from breaking the European Masters 1 squat record twice. But of course, he needs a bench and he needs a deadlift in order to ratify that new record. Oh, it's a great opener. Just what he needed to follow up his squat, and three white lights. Now, Rob Esselins, 182.5 kilos on the bar for Rob. His PB is 190. You get a new PB in squat, much to his delight and possibly surprise as well. That's a great bench press. Three white lights. And he moves into the lead with two lifts to go in the first round. And it's Theodor Radev from Bulgaria who is up next in 190, and almost inevitably Hedlund from Sweden will be last out in the first round. No, it's not pizza delivery, it's blocks just in case they're needed by the lifters. And they are. And all this approach is before bar loaded is called. And this is Theodor Radev. And that looks good. And a very different style from what we're used to seeing with arches. That was a very flat back style, look at that. And very unusual to see someone of that height using blocks, but if it works, it works. And finally in the first round, Gustav Hedlund, 195 kilos on the bar. His PB is 210. Strategy will be get a nice safe opener in, maybe guarantee the gold medal with the second, and then push the kilo total a little further with the third. Oh wow, made that look so easy. Three white lights. Everyone at the end of the first round is green. I could say more, but I am not going to tempt fate. Headland leads with 195. Radev second with 190. Esselins in third place 182.5. Karaman further 5 kilos back 177.5. And we are into the second round, and it's Sousa David already on the bench for Hungary, 155 on the bar, 5 kilos short of his personal best. And 155, if you remember, was exactly what I expected him to put in the bar after his first attempt. Second attempt is good as well. Now Kian Madden, 170 kilos on the bar. 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. But he was very comfortable with his opener. And that's a good second as well. 3 white lights for Madden. And we move next to Ruben Rodriguez Castro, 172.5 kilos on the bar for the squat silver medalist. Oh, that's good. 3 white lights. Now William Pickering, Great Britain, just out of medal contention, but this is all about gathering kilos. He has ambitions of being best of the rest behind Headland, and it's all about getting as big a subtotal as you can without taking any silly risks and throwing away kilos. And that looks good. And 3 white lights with the lifter was only 2.5 kilos short of his PB, and I would suspect that that's what we will see in the bar for him next time, 182.5. Now Pampunen, or Pampunen, I never know which way to say it. I need to pick one and stick to it, and I'm going to go for Pampunen. Oh, that's strong. It's a good lift. 3 white lights. Next we have Lorenzo Lupo, Italia 182.5, which would equal his personal best. And he works it up, and that looks good from this angle. Three white lights. Next up, we have Vladimir Karaman from Russia, 185 kilos on the bar, and this would put him into bronze medal position in the bench. And then Esselins will follow to try and get that position back. And that's a great lift for Karaman. And he moves into third place.
187.5
And now Rob Esselins,
from Italy,
two and a half
Powerlifting
kilos short of his personal best. He was in third place at the end of the first round. He's been pushed down to fifth place by second round attempts, and this is to move back into bronze medal position with one lift remaining. Oh, he's working. Lots of cheers. Three white lights for Esselin.
167.5 kilo
And
and
two lifts to go in the second round. Next up, it's Theodor Radev from Bulgaria. And this will move him into the lead,
Rad
at least temporarily. It's a 7.5 kilo jump to 197.5, but his PB is 212.5. So he is way below what he has done in the past. But again, that could have been at a heavier body weight. And he's working it, and that looks good as well. You can see the triceps coming in near the top. And he goes into the lead in the bench press. But Gustav Hedlund will come out with an attempt at 205 kilos, 5 kilos below his personal best, to regain the lead. Oh, that's a great look for Hedlund. Wow, well, I have to say this. Three white lights after 3 rounds of squats and 2 rounds of bench press. Every lift has been a good lift. We have two solid columns of green against the bench press. We had three solid columns for the squat. And Headland leads from Radev and Esselins. Karaman closely behind in fourth place, and one more round to go. And Sousa David from Hungary puts it 157.5 kilos. And that looks good. And I am so delighted that the lift after the one where I commented that there had been no failed lifts yet was not the one to fail, although he got a yellow from one of the referees. Cian Madden, Ireland, 175 on the bar. This will be a new personal best, but he's looked really strong with his first two attempts. And that looks good as well.
That's good.
Three white lights for Madden. Now Ruben Rodriguez Castro up next.
Follow Ruben.
175 kilos on the bar. This also a personal best attempt. Everyone looking to build subtotals. Every kilo important. And he fights it up and it is good. And he celebrates. Fantastic lifting from Castro today. Next, Pickering, Great Britain, 182.5 kilos. Well, I did say I thought there'd only be another 2.5 kilos. This to equal his personal best. Better to get the 2.5 than risk the 5 and lose the 2.5 as a result. And he says, "Come on," he asks for the support from the audience, getting really pumped up. It's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. Oh, wow, where did he get that from? It's a good lift. Three white lights. Wow. And this brilliant lifting just goes on and on and on. And we have Lorenzo Lupo, 185 kilos for Lupo, and for Pampunen. This a personal best by 2.5 kilos. Oh, that's good as well. Three white lights, and then there were five. And Pampunen, 185.
Karaman next to ratings before it stand out next to the openers for the session.
PB 182.5. So also for a personal best. Just building towards the subtotal. Just out of the medals. No.
Sorry.
And it took until the sixth lift of the third round of bench press for anyone in this flight to miss a lift. That is just unbelievable. Never seen anything like it in my life. Now, Vladimir Karaman, 187.5 to move into fourth place in the bench press. But it's also about building a total, and they are really bunching behind Headland, I can tell you. And he battles it up. Oh, what a great effort from the Russian. That should be good as well.
And
Three
release.
white lights.
108 on bar return for Rob. His Williams
And
West.
now Rob Esselins. Now Rob
Powerlifter, go for the
is
bronze.
guaranteed a bronze medal.
Karaman,
He
go
is in
for
third
the
place.
silver.
He can't improve on the third, but nobody can catch him. This will equal his personal best. And after the lack of training he's had, this would be quite exceptional because he's beaten his squat PB and this to equal his bench press PB. No, just too much. But he thanks the crowd and he comes away with a bronze medal. And there are two lifters to go. And much as I would love to pause and talk about the 93s and the stellar quality of the lifting, we can't. Because as soon as Headland finishes his lift, the 105s will take the platform. And before Headland, we have Radev, 202.5 kilos. He is in second place. He will get the silver medal. But again, it's about building kilos. This is for a 5 kilo improvement in his subtotal. This will take him to 480 and put him second at subtotal. Important lift. He's battling and he's battling, but no, the left side went down, and as soon as it went down, platform crew were in.
225
Fantastic job by them all week. Well,
Next
all
round,
9 days with day 10 coming tomorrow. And finally, Gustav Hedland,
silver,
212.5 for a new personal best in bench press.
silver navigator, 212.5 kg from UP Russia. Go for the bronze
This
Gustav
is a
Hedland.
7.5 improvement. It will put him to 527.5 kilos. And it's too much even for Headland. But what a fantastic bench press competition the 93s have given us. And just to quickly summarize before we move on to the 105s, the gold medal in bench goes to Headland with 205 kilos. The silver medal to Radev from Bulgaria, 197.5. The bronze to Rob Eslands from Belgium, 187.5. Also on the same weight, Karaman from Russia at a slightly heavier body weight. And the relentless action moves on because Uros Pila from Slovenia is already on the bench 142.5 kilos on the bar, and the 105 competition is underway. And that's a good lift. Scott Dean will be next, 165 kilos.
Powerlifting TV. Equals long, accelerated.
PB is 172.5. He's opening 7.5 kilos below that. And that looks good.
Activity.
And three white lines.
Powerlift 1 minute.
Now Vickersland from Norway, just out of the juniors. His PB is 187.5.
Suleiman
On the bar,
executed.
172. And that's a great lift from the Norwegian. Should be good. And yes,
Activity.
three white lines.
Activity
Now,
powerlifting.
Abdul Majid Suleiman from Great Britain is up next.
Suleiman
175
executed.
kilos, opening 10 kilos
Powerlift 1 minute.
below his personal
Suleiman
best.
Samuelsson executed.
That looked good.
And
Three
activity.
white lines.
Activity so far. Victor Samuelsson executed.
And Victor Samuelson will
Powerlift
be up
1 minute.
next as we see the replay of
Executed.
Suleiman's bench. And he is
Victor
going 180 kilos. PB 192.5. Oh, it's a great opener by Samuelson.
and
Three white
activity.
lights.
Activity for Eftermiddag UK.
Now Gonchar will be out next with
Powerlift 1 minute.
185 kilos. As you can see, his PB is 190.
Jerman executed.
Oh, he's battling, but it's come down. And it is a no
Powerlift
lift
2
from Gonchar. He has two more
190
attempts. I think a little bit of speed off the chest. Just bring a little bit more momentum into that sticking point, and it will go next time
Powerlift 1
with
minute.
any luck.
Jonas
Jonas
executed.
Gerdeman from Sweden, 190 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos below his personal best. Had a great series of squats which ended with a PB. Can he do the same in bench? You can see Norling in the background. Oh, how easy was that? And next we've got Victor Vasquez Carrillo from Spain, 195 kilos. And there was one yellow for the last lifter, but it was a good lift, 2-1. And his PB is 200 kilos, so opening 5 kilos below. Some have done that easily, others have struggled. Ah, and he is one of the strugglers, I'm afraid, and he is the second person to fail his first round bench, and he looks at his coach and says, "What happened?" And I think he just stopped pushing because it stopped very quick. It was going well, and then it was like he hit a wall. And here we have Emil Norling, 200 kilos. And I can tell you, Novak Meni is opening 15 kilos heavier than Norling. Coach, it's where you finish, not where you start. It's good for Norling. I wouldn't say it was easy. He was on his PB with his opener. He got a yellow. Watch it again. Well, I don't know what that yellow was for. It may be something the spotters were blocking. It wasn't for the feet. There was certainly no daylight under the butt. Now, this is Hautala from Finland, 200 kilos. Hautala, I think they would say it. Is to go into the lead. He's lighter than Norling. Oh, and he's working as well. He was 15 kilos below his personal best. It's 3 white lights for the Finn. And finally, Anatoly Novakosmenyi, 215 kilos on the bar. World Open record for reference is 233.5. I wonder will he be tempted again? I suspect not after the squats. Oh, that's an easy bench press. And that is a 15 kilo gap on bench press between Novakosmenyi and Norling. And I can tell you at subtotal after one round, Novakosmenyi on 555, Norling 12.5 kilos back, 542.5. And just to quickly summarize the bench, Novakosmenyi in gold medal position with 215 kilos. Hautala second with 200. Norling also on 200 but at a heavier body weight. And we saw Pila from Slovenia already on the bench as we went to the scoreboard. He's going 147.5, and that's good. That takes him to within 2.5 kilos of his personal best. Scott Dean up next, and we are really rattling through this competition.
Following 12 minute, Dean. Ferguson next to.
Dean is taking 170, 2.5 kilos less than his personal best. And he's battling it, but no, it's gone down,
Sorry,
and it's a no lift for Dean.
180 kgs on the floor. Black guy, 0
And
to
next we have Joel Emmanuel Vickersland from Norway, 180 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump from his opener,
following Ferguson
and 7.5 kilos less than his personal best.
Ferguson next to.
He's working it, and that looks good.
That's selected to 180. Black guy for Suleiman Ready. Follow with 1 minute.
Now Suleiman, he's going 180 kilos, PB 185. And that looks good.
That's selected. 1 minute following hard black guy for
Now
Suleiman
Artem Gonchar,
Ready.
Ukraine, missed this for this
Follow with
opener.
1 minute.
Just got so far and it just stalled.
Stall.
He just needs to be really solid with taking it down and a little bit more speed off the chest. And hopefully he can drive through and get a bench on the board. Nice and fast. That's better, but no. Oh dear, dear, dear. I think he's just opened too heavy. I don't think there's any magical technical solution to that.
Victor Samuelsson next to.
Now, Victor Samuelson
Following
on the bar
Victor Samuelsson
187.5, 5 kilos below his personal
with
best.
Aridio next to.
And that looked good as well.
That's selected.
2-1, he got a yellow. Let's look again.
1 minute 95 kgs on the floor.
See what that was
Black guy
for.
Aridio.
Don't think we're going to see it. Not to worry, it was a good lift. And we've got Victor
Following Brian
Vasquez
Bay.
Carrillo. PB is 200 kilos. He's
Lebanon.
taking 195 again. He is the other lifter that missed his opener. And he looked astonished at his coach as he walked off, thinking, what happened? It's a hopefully it is well within his abilities, and that was just a hiccup. Much better. That looks good. Three white lights, and they breathe a sigh of relief. They celebrate, and they say, "Why didn't we do that first time?" Now, Jonas Gerdeman from Sweden, 197.5 kilos. And he is only 2.5 kilos below his personal best. He's working it, and I think he's got it. Yes, two white lights. He got a yellow. Let's look again what that might have been for. Well, was there daylight? But anyway, it's a good lift. 2-1. And now Emil Norling. I can tell you Norling has gone up 5 kilos. Novopus Menu has gone up 10 kilos. So if we both make the gap lifts, the subtotal gap will increase by another 5 kilos. Oh, what a battle by Norling. He refuses to give up, but in the end, he has to. He opened, remember, on his personal best, and that may be all he has to give on the bench today. And he may have to rely on a huge deadlift, the like of which he has never done before, in order to retain his title. Hautala from Finland, 205 kilos as well. He's in second position, but he was only in second position on body weight after one round. This is to add another 5 kilos. No. And now for the final lift of the second round. The bar will be loaded to 225 kilos for Anatoly Novokizmenyi. He was 2.5 kilos behind after squats. This will put him 25 kilos ahead on bench, meaning that subtotal, with one round remaining, he will lead Norling by 22.5 kilos. No, no, that is too much for Novopizmenyi as well, and they are pushing each other to the limit. When did you last see Norling and Novopizmenyi both miss second round benches? So, at the end of the second round, Novopizmenyi leads with 215 from Hautala and Norling on 200. The gap is 15 on bench, 12.5 kilos on subtotal, and there is one round to go. And again, we ask ourselves, well, let's see Pilar first from Slovenia. And that's a good lift. Three white lights. And what I was going to say, just to summarize on the Norling Novopizmenyi situation, does Norling make the third? and Novakosmenyi doesn't, and Norlin closes the gap to 7.5 kilos? Or does Norlin miss the lift and Novakosmenyi make it and increase the gap to 22.5 kilos? On the third round bench press may depend the outcome of this championship battle. But this is an equally important lift in its own way. This is for Gonchar to stay in the competition. Got to find something extra. Oh, and he didn't. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. And he exits the competition. Can't make a total. He can, of course, still contend for a medal in the deadlift, but he cannot make a total. And he just opened too heavy. There's no nice or easy way to put it. Now, Suleiman, Great Britain, 185. This will equal his personal best. That looks good. Now he's going to be one of a number of lifters battling for the bronze behind Norlin and Novakosmenyi, and that good lift and the extra 5 kilos will do him no harm at all. You can see Johnny Vickland in the background there doing a great job as a speaker. Joel Emmanuel Vickersland, 190 kilos. No, didn't move. And we go to 200 for the next three lifters. The first of which is Jonas Gardeman, Sweden. And this will equal his personal best. Will move him into silver medal position in the bench press on body weight. He's battling it up, and that looks good. And it's two white lights. He gets a yellow from the center referee, but that is good enough. And incredibly, there is a Swedish lifter in second place in the bench press, and it is not Norling. Now, Vasquez Carrillo got a fright, missed his opener of 195, got it second time. This for 200, but on body weight, it will only put him in fifth place. That's how close things are. Silver medal is 200, and fifth will be 200. But no, it's just too heavy. And he has to settle for one lift out of three, but he is on the board. And that is the main thing after his opener. Now, Victor Samuelson, 200 kilos in the bar for him as well. Victor's PB coming in was 192. He's jumping 12 and a half. He's trying to join the 200 club. He's trying for a medal in the bench press. And this will put him into third place. Good try, brave attempt, but no. And then there were two. Will they both get? Will they both miss? Will one get and the other not? So many permutations. Will Norling be encouraged by Novo Kuzmenyi's failure? Will it allow him to find the extra 1% from somewhere that will be the difference between missing 205 and getting 205? Vital for Norling to make this lift. It's better, and he cannot lock it out. Oh, so close. And he has to settle for his opener. But remember, the opener equaled his personal best. And they are pushing each other to their respective limits. And there is one more lift in the bench press today, and it's Anatoly Novopizmenyi, Ukraine, 225 kilos. And if he gets this, he opens up a 22.5 kilo gap. If he doesn't, the gap is 12.5 kilos. It's going, it's going, it's going. He's got it. Wow. 3 white lights, and Novopizmenyi comes back from not getting near 225 to absolutely smashing it at the second time of asking. And let's look at the results. Well, bench press first, but the subtotal obviously more important. Novopizmenyi with a magnificent 225 kilos takes gold. Gerdeman from Sweden takes silver with 200. Hautala from Finland takes bronze with 200. Norlin also with 200 is out of the medals, just 5 kilos ahead of Vasquez Carrillo. And if we can look at the subtotals for a moment, if they're available, look at that difference, 22.5 kilos. And I think that is too big a bridge to cross for Emil Norlin. Can he prove me wrong? But look at the battle behind him for bronze. Suleiman 495, Gerdeman 490, Vasquez Carrillo 490, Hautala 485, Samuelson 477.5. Any one of them with a big, big deadlift could take bronze. This is going to be fascinating. This is going to continue to be quite compelling sport. The clock ticks down beyond 9 minutes. Join us again for the deadlifts. And welcome back to the deadlifts as the tension continues to mount. As you'll know if you've been with us earlier, we have got the open men's 93 and 105 classes back to back. And what great performances they're putting on. And once again, what a way to showcase the sport at its best to have two top classes back to back in the one session. We've got the 93s up first, and just to summarize the results from bench press, Gustav Hedlund from Sweden took gold with 205 kilos. Tedor Radev from Bulgaria took silver with 197.5, and Rob Esselins from Belgium to bronze, being 400 grams lighter than the Russian. And the 93 deadlifts are underway. A reminder, after the 93 deadlifts, much though I would like to summarize what we will have seen, we moved straight on to the 105s. And this is Sousa David, 255 kilos on the bar to get the session underway. And remember, remarkably, in this 93 kilo class, everyone got all three deadlifts. Everyone got the first two benches in, and it took until the third lift of the third round for the first no lift to appear. Quite incredible. And this is Rob Esselins, 265, bit below his personal best, but he's in back troubles, and that's good. And Rob makes a total, and he'll be delighted about that. He nearly didn't come to these championships. He's had so little training in the lead up to it. So to make a total, to get a medal in the bench press, he will be absolutely delighted with that. Now, Cian Madden, Ireland, 270 kilos on the bar, 15 kilos short of his personal best. And that's a great opener. Three white lights.
Away from the bar with Lorenzo Lupo.
And next up, we'll have Lorenzo Lupo from Italy, 275 kilos on the bar,
Esselins,
well below his PB of 295. And that's a great lift for Lupo as well.
Ashley, 285 kgs on the bar.
And next up, we have Ruben Rodriguez Castro. Oh, that's a great lift. And he nods his head at the top.
Ashley,
Three
350
white lights.
Italy.
And Vladimir Karaman from Russia next,
Mario Karaman.
300 kilos on the bar.
Radev,
He's Masters 1, and just for perspective, the Masters 1 world record and European record is 325 kilos. And that looks good.
Second day, we completed the zone 1, 62 in 1 minute. 1 minute yesterday.
And next we have Radev. Everyone else is over 300 kilos. Radev is 12 and a half below his personal best. And that looks good as well for the Bulgarian. Three white lights. And next up will be Pampanen from Finland. 305 kilos on the
1
bar.
minute continue. 1 minute.
And when the first round is over, we can look at the overall positions and have a much better picture of where everyone stands. Oh, that's a great deadlift. And Pampanen, I think, is too far away from the podium, but certainly based upon that, has a good chance of a deadlift medal. That was really easy. Now, William Pickering, Great Britain, 310 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos below his personal best.
Paladin 1 minute. Will Pickering. Ready.
And the
Yellow.
bar is loaded, and Pickering comes out and asks them to move it forward, away from where the talc has come off the thighs of the earlier competitor. And he gets psyched up for a battle with the bar. Only Headland to follow in the first round. Double overhand hook grip. And he makes that look really easy.
Accelerated.
And three white lights
317.5.
for Pickering. And now, finally in the first round, Gustav Hedlund, 317.5
Paladin 1 minute.
kilos.
First timer. Ready. Yesterday.
Oh wow, how easy was that? Well, it was well below his personal best in fairness. He's got another 20 kilos to go before he reaches it.
Second round.
And I think that was about just getting a lift in, making sure of the title rather than doing anything silly and going on from there. And we see in the deadlifts, Headland leads after one round. Pickering is second. Pampanen from Finland is third. And Radev, Bulgaria, is just 2.5 kilos
Paladin
back.
1 minute. Italy.
And overall, Headland, well, 837.5. Nobody's going to catch him. But let's look at the rest. Pickering on 780. Radev on 777. Karaman 775. Even Castro 760. That's where the battle for medals will be fought. And that was a good lift for the Hungarian, and I'm sorry to him for talking over his lift. It sometimes happens with the first lift of the second and third round as we
Paladin 1 minute.
dissect the positions after the preceding round. Now, Rob Eskelins, he's taken a 15 kilo jump up to 280 kilos to within 12 and a half kilos of his personal best. He will be over the moon if he gets this. that's a great lift. What a great battle. And three white lights. What a battle round about the knees just to overcome that sticky point. And next we have Lupo just outside the medals in deadlift and total. And getting closer to his PB, he's only 5 kilos away. Great deadlift. He likes it. The referees like it. And I should have said, um, it'll come as no surprise in this group. Everyone made their opener. Everyone makes a total. And next is Cian Madden from Ireland, 290 on the bar for a 5 kilo personal best.
5 minutes, 1 minute, maybe. Has to do next week.
And you see the platform crew applaud all the lifters onto the platform. And they stand in 2 rows and they watch the lift. That looks good for Madden. 3 white lights. Well, if a mass of red lights is carnage, what is the green light equivalent? That's what I ask myself. Because this board is a sea of green. And that continues. That was Castro. 3 white lights. Now Karaman takes 307.5 as the battle for deadlift and total medals just builds and builds. This will put Karaman into 3rd place in deadlift and into 2nd place overall. And this jump of 7.5 kilos moves in 3 places in total. It just shows you how tight this is, and it will go right to the end. Oh, that's a great pull. And 3 white lights for Karaman. Now, Theodor Radev, Bulgaria, 317.5 kilos.
5 minutes, 1 minute. He won't celebrate the 5 minute
And this would put him into 2nd overall from 5th and from 6th to 2nd in deadlift, and he's jumping 15 kilos. Waits for the right moment and pulls and pulls. And he gets it. Wait for the referees. 3 white lights. Sensational lifting here this afternoon. And Julius Pampanen from Finland next. 320 kilos. As we watch Radev again. What a battle. He just waited and waited till he was mentally ready, and I thought he wasn't going to move it, and then it just kept going. And what a great battle. And Pampinen has this lift to go into the lead in deadlift. Oh, well, I'm going to wait for the referees. It's three white lights. My apologies to him for doubting him. I just worried there was a tiny movement at the top there, and there are two lifts to go. William Pickering, Great Britain, 327.5 kilos on the bar, 7.5 kilos more than he has ever done before. This will move him into the lead in deadlift. It will move him into second place overall. It will put him at 797.5, 5 kilos ahead of Radev at a lighter body weight. So in effect, this to go 7.5 kilos ahead, because that's the extra Radev would have to pull to go ahead of him. But it's a huge lift, and it's one he's never done before. But he's done it today. Let's wait for the referees. That is three white lights for Pickering, and he is having the day of his life. Now, Gustav Hedlund has jumped from 317.5 kilos to 345 kilos, and this is for a European total record. It's going, and he's locked it. Can you believe that jump from first to second? And it's three white lights, and Hedlund moves to 865, and the European record goes up by 2 kilos. It was 863. It is now 865, and Hedlund has another lift. And if we look at the table again, well, here's the totals. This is the really important one. Headland a mile clear. Pickering 797.5. Radev 792.5 and heavier. Karaman 782.5. Has he got any more to give? Castro 780. Can he make a big jump? But this is David, Hungary, 282.5, and he pulls and he pulls and he pulls, and right at the top it comes out of his hands, right when he was about to get a 5 kilo PB. What a fantastic effort. And Rob Esselins is up next. 285 kilos for a PB total. PB 740. This would give him 742.5. But hasn't got the extra 5 kilos. What a comeback from injury if he can get a PB total. If ever you needed an incentive, that's it. He'll drive and he'll fight, and it's the same as the last one, and he gets it up, and I think that is good. And he waits for the lights, and they are three white lights, and what a fantastic outcome for Rob Esselins. And the bar goes up to 300 kilos. Lorenzo Lupo, Italy. Remember, at the end of this round, we are straight into the 105s. I will try to summarize, and I will apologize in advance to the first lifter in the 105s if we partly talk over them. But this is just compelling, constant action. This is for a 5 kilo PB. No. He's had a great day. but that is one too far. Still 300 on the bar for Kian Madden.
Close bar. Amazing.
Well, his PB coming in was 285, as you can see. He got 290 in the second round
Approximately
to
1 minute.
push that up, and this
Amazing.
to join the 300 club. And I can tell you that is a pretty exclusive club to belong to. The clock ticks down to 30 seconds. He's still not happy with where the bar is placed for the biggest lift of his life. And for a 760 total as well. And I think he's looked that out. Three white lights, and that is a huge personal best for Kian Madden, both in deadlift and in total. What a day he's had. Now, Vladimir Karaman, 317.5. 7.5 kilos over his PB. This is an attempt to get on the podium.
Karaman.
This will take him from fourth to third place. It will put him to 792.5, level with Radev, but at a lighter body weight. No, it was a brave attempt. It's what he had to try, but he seemed pretty much at his limit in the second round. What a fantastic performance he put on today. And now we have Ruben Rodriguez Castro. He too has had a great day. His deadlift PB was 305. He equaled that in the second round. This is 322.5, a 17 kilo increase. And this is to move into silver medal in total and bronze medal in deadlift. And listen to the roar. It's a massive jump, but it's a massive reward if you can make it. It's going, it's going. Oh, I thought he had it. What a fantastic attempt. It was so close. Wow, great lifting today by Castro. Now, Theodor Radev, Bulgaria, there is 325 kilos on the board. Oh, once more, he is attempting a huge lift,
Finally,
but
1
he's
minute.
been there before, and this will move him
Time.
into bronze medal in the deadlift and silver medal position overall, pushing Pickering down into bronze. It's the last threat to Pickering. But the Bulgarian has been here before. It's 325 for a possible silver medal behind Headland. And here he goes. It's moving. Oh! And again, he had to try.
330 kgs on the bar. 1 minute 50.
And there are three to go. And Julius
Meditate.
Pampinen next. And we've had attempt changes.
Attention. We are rotating.
And we'll just wait. And
325.
Pampinen has dropped to
325.
325 kilos.
Sorry, that's not okay.
And he can do that because he had a higher lot number
We have
than the
20
Bulgarian. Headland and Pickering are 1 and 2 in total. This is Pampinen.
38
This to move into silver medal position in the deadlift, ahead of Pickering and behind only Headland. But Pickering will have a lift to take. Pickering is sitting in 335. If Pampinen makes this, I think you can expect Pickering to drop to 332. Oh, great lift. Great try. But no, he still gets a bronze medal in deadlift, but he cannot take the silver. And now William Pickering, Great Britain, 335 on the bar. He came in with a personal best of 320. As you can see, he put another 7.5 kilos on for his second attempt. And now, somewhere he has never been close to before. He is the deadlift silver medalist. He is the total silver medalist. And this for a huge PB. This to give him 805 kilos total. His PB coming in 787.5. What a day Pickering has had. Can he go to the well one more time? It's moving. It's still moving. And I think he's locked it out. He looks at the screen and he gets it. 2-1. The center referee didn't like the lockout. The other two did. What a day William Pickering has had. Absolutely stupendous. And Gustav Hedlund is going 355, and this is for a world record total. This will give him 875. The world open record is 873. Oh. Here we go. And it is just too much. But what had he got to lose? He already had the title. He already had the European total record. Why not give it a go? And to summarize, and I'll apologize to Scott Dean if I missed part of his lift, but the winner of the 93 class, well, let's look at totals. It's Headland 865. He is 60 kilos ahead of William Pickering, who is 12.5 kilos ahead of Radev, who was a further 10 kilos ahead of Karaman, with Castro in fifth place. And we join Scott Dean as he is about to take his opener of 290 kilos. And I wish we could just talk about the 93s for the next 5 minutes, but we can't because the 105s are underway and it promises even more superb lifting and even more drama. And it would not surprise me if we see someone with 365, 370 on the bar for the last round of deadlifts here. It's going to be stupendous. Sit back and enjoy it. This is Vickersland, sorry, 290. And that's good. And next up will be Uros Pila from Slovenia. He will take 295. Everyone after that in the opening round will be over 300 kilos. His PB is 310. This should be reasonably safe. Oh, it's a good lift. Now, next up is Artem Goncha, and he is the first of a 300 club. He and Samuelson opening on 300, and then the bar will go up and up and up. Can't make a total, unfortunately. Didn't get a bench press in, but can contend for deadlift medals. And that's a good opener. And the weight will remain the same on the bar for Victor Samuelson. Samuelson with a big deadlift PB of 322.5. Oh, that's good for Samuelson. Can't wait to get off the platform. And the bar goes up to 310 kilos for Suleiman, Great Britain. And he looks really confident. Well, his PB is 342.5 and he's got 310 on the bar. And in those circumstances, I think even I might look confident. Easy opener. Get one on the board, then take a jump. 315 next for Vasquez Carrillo. Sorry, it's Gerdeman next. My apologies. 315. The screen jumped as I was speaking. The silver medalist in the bench press with the same weight lifted as the man who finished fourth. And the PB is, ooh, came out of his hands. I was going to say that was easy. And he looks in puzzlement and bewilderment at the coach as if to say, how can it even happen? And I guess sometimes you take your grip so much for granted, you just focus on the other aspects of the lift, the other elements, and suddenly the grip lets you down. Now Vasquez Carrillo. 325 kilos on his PB for his opener. And that looked good. For a PB, that was pretty comfortable. And next out is Novopizmenyi. 335 is the weight in the bar. He's within 2.5 kilos of his PB. Is Norling pushing him too far? Will this be easy? And the answer is it was easy. Ah, it's a no lift. Two of the referees said it wasn't locked out. Yeah, the right hand just went forward a little bit and took him out of the lockout position. And well, have the tables just turned because Emil Norling will come out to attempt 340 kilos. And his PB is 367.5. We saw him lift that in Konas 2 years ago. Ah, look at that. He had a great battle with Sam Watt 2 years ago in Lithuania for this title. And on that day, we just got the impression you could put anything at all on the bar in the deadlift and Norlin would lift it. And that 340 was more than most of the super heavies will do tomorrow afternoon. And it was done with ease and with a smile, and he could have held it at the top for 30 seconds if he'd needed to. But he's not the last man out. This is Hautala from Finland. And this will move him into second position overall. Remember, Nova Pismeni not yet to get a lift in. And suddenly, Hautala is in second place overall. And, well, even if he's third, he's on the podium. Oh, this is building and building. This could go any way at all. So there's the deadlifts. Hautala and Norlin, both 340. Have you ever seen a 340 as easily as Norlin? Vasquez Carrillo 325, but remember Nova Pismeni down at the bottom, yet to get a lift. And I can tell you Norlin has gone 360 for a second. Nova Pismeni is taking 335 again, and that will almost wipe out the difference. Oh, that's a great battle, but just couldn't hold it at the top. Just to go on with this, if Nova Pismeni makes 335 at the second attempt, he'll be on 900. If Norlin makes his 360, he will be on 902.5. And Nova Pismeni is lighter. What a battle we're going to get. And that looks good from Pilar. Three white lights, and it goes up to 315 kilos for Scott Dean. It's moving so quickly, it's hard to keep up. I hope you're enjoying this wherever in Europe or around the world you're watching. It is utterly compelling, magnificent powerlifting. And this is Scott Dean, 315 kilos, 5 kilos short of his personal best. No. Oh, he seemed to have that. And again, it just came out of the hands. There was certainly strength there. And look, it just as he was about to lock it. And the deadlift always finds the weakest link. Now, Jonas Gerdeman, Sweden, 315 kilos. Still 20 kilos below his personal best, but he missed his opener. He has to take it again. Now it's really squeeze the bar this time and do everything else. No! No! Surely not. He has one more attempt. And he just looks at the bar in utter disgust and says, "What am I doing?" Now this is Vickersland. He was good on 290. He's taken a 25 kilo jump to 315 kilos. And that looks good.
Last delivery.
3 white lights. We're halfway through the second round in the final deadlift session of the day. And next up, Victor Samuelson, 315 kilos, still 7.5 kilos short of his personal best. And the tension builds as we get closer and closer to Novo Pismeni's second attempt, which will come after Samuelson when an extra 20 kilos will go on the bar. That looks good for Samuelson. 2 white lights. One of the referees didn't like the lockout. The other 2 said it was good. And sometimes it can look better on one side than the other. And now Anatoly Novopismeny, 335 kilos, only 2.5 kilos short of his PB. And look at the Swedish platform crew applauding the Swedish lifter's opponent. How good is that? How sporting is that? This will put Novopismeny to 900 kilos. And he gets it this time. What a fantastic lift from the Ukrainian. And he is 17.5 kilos ahead. But in 3 lifts time, Norlin, who has jumped 20 kilos, has a lift to go to 982.5. 902.5, my apologies. 2.5 kilos ahead. This is Suleiman. 335 kilos on the bar for him as well. And this is only good enough to get into 3rd place in the deadlift. But more importantly, it puts him into 3rd place on the podium if he can make it. And it's still 7.5 kilos below his PB. And of course he can make it. What a competition. And one of the referees again didn't like the lockouts. Can't explain why, but it's 2 white lights. Now, Vasquez Carrillo, 337.5 for a 12.5 kilo personal best to go into bronze medal position in deadlift. And in a competition of this quality, any medal in deadlift is something to be immensely proud of. 12.5 kilos more than he's ever lifted before. And he does it easily. We wait for the referees. He jumps up and down. He gets 3 white lights. Wow. And now Hautala, Finland. He's gone to 355. Then Norlin and 360. What did I say before it started? I expected to see 365 or 370 on the bar in the 3rd round. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Because Novopismeny has gone to 350. This to consolidate the lead in deadlift, but also to get on the podium, and that looks good. And it's 3 white lights, and he pushes Suleiman down into 4th place overall. And there is 1 lift to go in the 2nd round, and it is the smiling Emil Norling. And I think we will, assuming he gets this lift, I think we will learn an awful lot from how easily he performs it and how much he may have in reserve This to go into the lead by 2.5 kilos with 1 round to go. And he was smiling before he was halfway up. Wow. Would you bet against Norling? No, neither would I. And with 1 round of the competition to go, let's quickly summarize. And you can bet there will be changes in the third round because people are battling for medals in deadlift. They're battling to get on the overall podium. But very briefly, Emil Norling, after 8 lifts, is on 902.5. Anatoly Novopismeny is on 900. We then drop to third place, 60 kilos behind, and it is the Finn Hautala Suleiman in fourth place. And let's just call these lifts one at a time. This is Gonchar, 310, battling, battling, battling. And I think he's got what he missed last time. 2-1. He got a blue, but that's good enough. And in its own way, this is a huge lift. And I'm sure everyone in the venue will be behind him. Jonas Gerdemann has had a fantastic competition, performed brilliantly in squat and bench, but he needs this lift to stay in the competition. First time he was nearly there, it came out of his hands. Second time he seemed distracted. Third time it has to be right. To make a total. And no, no, no. Oh, and you hate to see that happen. And that's why I say time and time again, open light, you've got 2 more lifts. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you finish. What matters is making a total. Because then you beat all the people that don't make a total. And this is Victor Samuelson, 325 kilos on the bar. This will be the biggest deadlift of his life. He's out of the medals, but he's still totally motivated to get this. From Iceland, 325. Oh, and I think that's good. He thinks it's good. And the referees say it's good. 3 white lights for Samuelson. Now Uros Pila from Slovenia, 327.5 kilos, goes in the bar. His PB is 310. He has nothing to live for in terms of medals, but he has pride and he has personal performance. This is for 747. His PB coming in with 720. And he gets it! Oh, what a fantastic performance. No medals, but he is as happy as anyone. And look at the Slovenian celebrations. And why not? Brilliant lift from Pila. And now Scott Dean, 332.5 kilos. He missed 315. So what do you do when you miss 315? You add on 17.5 kilos. His PB is 320 on the bar, 332.5. This would be to equal his personal best, which is probably why he's going with such a big number, and it is just not moving. I can tell you Norling with his third lift has gone 391. That's a world record. I think he will attempt that if Novopizmenyi misses his third lift. If he doesn't, he will drop. That will be a holding number. But this is Suleiman, 3, 4, 5 on the bar, 2.5 kilos more than his PB, and this to go past Hautala and back onto the podium. Oh, what a fantastic lift! What an exhibition, what a demonstration of lifting we're seeing today as lifter after lifter comes out and just performs fantastically well.
Allowed in 1 minute.
And there are 4 lifts to go. This is Anatoly Novopizmenyi, 350 kilos. This will put him to 915, and Norlin will know what he needs to do to become the champion. Novopizmenyi must make this, otherwise Norlin is the champion. And he has made it! Oh wow! He missed his opener. He got it the second time. He came back and somehow he put another 15 kilos on and made it.
22.5 was just 22.5.
What are we seeing today? This is incredible powerlifting.
1 minute.
And there will be changes, you can believe it, but the next one out is Vasquez Carrillo. There's 352.5 kilos on the bar because this would push Suleiman off the podium and put the Spaniard into third place. Remember, Hautala still has to come. His PB 325 on the bar 352.5. Pulling for the podium. No, he had nothing to lose. That would have put him in bronze medal position in deadlift and total. And now there are 2 lifts to go. I can tell you Norlin has dropped to 375 for a total of 917.5 to beat Novopizmenyi by 2.5 kilos. But
Allowed in
before
1
that,
minute half.
Thomas Hautala from Finland will attempt 357.5 kilos. This would put him onto the podium and push Suleiman down into fourth place. And it's going, it's going, it's going. Oh, what a fantastic lift from Hautala. And he is the bronze medalist overall. He leads the deadlift. And there is one more lift, and it is Emil Norling, and it is 375 kilos. And this is to retain his European title in the face of the most amazing competition from Novopizmenyi. He is smiling and he's saying to the crowd, come on, we've got this. But have we got this? Because it's 7.5 kilos more than he's ever lifted before. But the reward is huge if he can make it. This to become European champion. And I think he's locked it out. Wait for the referees. It's a good lift, 2-1. And Norling sinks to his knees in the platform and raises his hands in triumph. He has lifted more than he has ever lifted before. He has been challenged harder than he has ever been challenged before. He was 22.5 kilos behind at subtotal, and he has come back to lift 375 kilos to win the European title by 2.5 kilos. Had he lifted 2.5 kilos less, he would have lost it on body weight. What a battle! I said right at the beginning, I was looking forward to the battle between Norlin and Novopizmenyi. I said I hoped it would go down to the last deadlift. It did go down to the last deadlift, and what a last deadlift, and what a competition. Let me just gather my thoughts, and while I still have some voice, these are the deadlift results. Norlin wins with 375. Hautala with a fantastic 357.5 takes the silver. Nova Pizmenyi, how did he get that 350 after missing 335 with his opener? What fighting spirit. Suleiman with a fantastic 345 and still out of the medals. And in total, Norlin, European champion, 917.5 kilos. Novo Pizmenyi, 2 kilos behind at 915. Hautala, 842.5, taking the bronze. And poor Suleiman, who was in the podium position most of the way through, finds himself 2.5 kilos off the podium. But what a great battle in such a high class competition. And as I said to you, I was talking to Robert Eriksson yesterday evening, and Robert heads the Sweden's youth development program, and he was just telling me how good the program is. And if you just reflect on the last couple of days, Emil Norlin from the program wins the 105s. Gustav Hedlund from the program wins the 93s, and earlier Alexander Eriksson from the program wins the 74s. I think it's fair to say that the program is working. Well done, Robert. Well done, Sweden. Well done, everyone who lifted in that last session. It was one of the best sessions of powerlifting I have ever seen in my life. And I know, Ralph Farquharson, you'll be watching in Spain, recovering, getting strong enough to join us next year. And I know you would have said that is powerlifting at its very, very best. And so I will leave you to the medal ceremony with Ralph's words, that was powerlifting at its very, very best. Join us again, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for the final day of competition. It will be open women over and under 84 kilos. Until then, from an absolutely hoarse but very excited Martin Flett in the commentary booth, bye for now.
Easy, take the lifters. Here you go. Come. Let's go, fellas. Yeah. 93. And 105. All lifters. All lifters, please. 93 and 105. Bronze medal in squats, William with figurine, 287.5. Silver medal in Spain, Ruben Castro, 380. The gold medal in squat goes to Sweden and Gustav Hedlund, 350. Thank you. Thank you. In the bench press, bronze goes to Belgium, row miscellaneous 187.5. Silver medal goes to Bulgaria, Theodore 197.5. And the gold medal goes to Sweden, Gustav Hedlund, 205. Thank you. Deadlift. Bronze medal goes to Finland, Julius Akvalnen, 320 kgs. With Pickering 335. And the gold medal goes to Sweden, Gustav Hedlund, 345. Thank you. And for the total result in the main over 93 days, bronze medal to Bulgaria, Theodore Bradevic, 792.5. Silver medal goes to Gregory, Jill, figurine 805. And the European champion from Sweden, Gustav Hedlund. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Sweden. So men open 105 kgs to the squats. Bronze medal goes to Great Britain, Abdul Sulaiman, 310 kgs. Silver medal goes to Ukraine, Anatoly Nordisk 340. And the gold goes to Sweden, Emil Norling, 380. Thank you. And the bench press, bronze medal goes to Finland, Umas Autala, 200 kg. Silver medal goes to Sweden, Jonas Järman, 200. And the gold medal goes to Ukraine, Anatoly Nordisk 225 kg. Thank you. And there is the deadlift. Bronze medal goes to Ukraine, Anatoly Nordisk 350 kg. Silver medal goes to Finland, Womas Autala, 357. And the gold medal goes to Sweden, Emil Norling, 375. Thank you. And for total, bronze medal goes to Finland, Womas Autala, 845. Silver medal goes to Ukraine, Anatoly Nordisk 950. And the European champion, Mr. 105, men open from Sweden, Emil Norling. bicycle